Hey, welcome to Things I Love. We're talking all about Star Wars today. More specifically, what is your favorite character? Hey, we're back, and like I said, we're talking about Star Wars today, and so I'm super excited about that. But first, I want to just give a big shout out, big thank you to all of you who are early subscribers to Things I Love. We just hit our 50 mark last week, and we're almost to 60, and I believe there's going to be many, many more to come after that. And so I'm just thankful for you guys for subscribing to this channel. And so if you're out there and you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, I hope you love this video, and if you'll do me a favor, hit that subscribe button below, and we'll get going together. All right? Well, today I want to talk about my favorite character in the Star Wars canon. I love Star Wars. I grew up with Star Wars in the 80s, late 70s, early 80s. Played with Star Wars all in my childhood. My wife, I'm jealous of her. She got to go see the first Star Wars movie in LA at the Chinese theater there. And so super cool there. But I love Star Wars. And another big shout out to my mom. She told me when I was a kid, when I was becoming a teenager and I was wanting to sell all of my toys and make some of that mad cash, she said, "You're going to regret that. You're going to regret that. Don't sell your toys." And she was absolutely right. I've been on eBay for the last month trying to find some of my old toys. And I found some of them. People want a lot of money for them. So my girls and I, little fast forward here, my girls and I, we found this game on our Wii called Disney Infinity. And we kind of fell in love with that game. And there was a Star Wars portion of it. And what I loved more than anything, if I'm honest, was the fact that these characters kind of came as a part of the game. You could buy these characters to get started, and then you could buy them separately to continue your collection. And I kind of love that aspect of it because it brought my childhood into it. And I missed all my action figures. I had my big Darth Vader case that you would open up, and all the action figures were in there. Loved it, but don't have it anymore. And so I'm kind of living vicariously through these Disney Infinity characters. And again, I mentioned Disney a few weeks ago. I love that Disney has acquired Star Wars. It just kind of, for me, is a match made in heaven. Don't love everything about every movie and every decision that's being made, but I do think that they'll do great things with the Star Wars franchise moving forward. And so today I want to talk about my favorite character. And there's a poll up here in the corner. You can check that out and let me know what your favorite character is. And also leave some comments about that as well so we can kind of talk about it. But today I just kind of want to get into this here and talk about what mine is. These are not all of the characters, of course. It would fill this room. But this is what I've got. And I happen to have my favorite character in this bunch here. And so let's start with Darth Vader. Not my favorite character, but pretty cool cat. You know, Luke, I am your father. I could not connect really with Darth Vader, so not my favorite character. And then you got Luke over here, and you'd think that would be my favorite character, everybody's favorite character, right? He's the Jedi, he's awesome, he's the man. But honestly, he was a little whiny for me. He's like, "Oh, can I go into town and get some power converters?" I didn't really love Luke. And then you got Master Yoda. He was up there. He was a close second. I love Yoda. He's awesome. I'd love to be able to talk the way Yoda does without being looked at funny. But do love Yoda, but not my favorite character. And then Chewbacca. If you know what I said in the Wookiee language, please put that in the comments. Love Chewbacca. He's got to be in my top 5, but not my favorite character. So you've got Chewbacca, and then you've got Princess Leia. Keep going around here. You got Han Solo. Great characters. I love Han Solo's attitude. But again, not my favorite characters out of the bunch. And so we keep going around here. We've got Anakin from those movies that will not be named. I do like the fact that it kind of tells backstory, but we all feel probably the same way about that trilogy of movies. You know, Anakin becomes Darth Vader, spoiler alert. But again, not my favorite character at all. Ahsoka, really cool. Love the way she looks. Got her 2 lightsabers. She's in the Clone Wars and the Rebels, and great character, but not my favorite character. And then in the newest movies, you've got Rey and you've got Finn. I actually love the humor that Finn brings to the stories. Rey is going to be carrying on the torch. We'll see in the next movie of the Jedis. But again, not my favorite characters at all. So that leaves us with one character here, and that is my man, Boba Fett. I love Boba Fett. Now, Boba Fett's a bad guy, and you're like, Mark, you're a pastor. Why do you like the bad guy? Well, we'll get into that a little bit. But honestly, 90% of it is because Boba Fett just looks cool. I mean, he looks awesome. And a little backstory of Boba Fett. His dad was Jango Fett. He was a bounty hunter, just like Boba Fett. And the cool thing about Boba is that this during the Clone Wars, is that Jango asked if he could be given an unmodified clone, meaning a clone that was didn't have any bells and whistles. And what that tells me, as we learn more about Boba Fett, is that Boba Fett has free will. He's able to make his own decisions, create his own path. And that's an interesting story about Boba Fett, is that he is not like the other clones. Doesn't go and do as he's told, when he's told, and he kind of sets his own rules. He worked for Jabba the Hutt. He was kind of the legendary bounty hunter. And that word legendary is not used lightly with Boba Fett. He's become a legend in the Star Wars canon. And he's really a minor character, but he has become this legendary character. But he's motivated by greed and vengeance and revenge. He sees his dad, Jango Fett, killed by Mace Windu, the Jedi, and he just sets on a path in his life to get this guy. And the funny thing is, and it's kind of a sad thing, it's kind of a funny thing, he dies a really stupid death. I mean, he has a malfunction with his jetpack, and it sends him spiraling down into this pit, and this big monster, the Sarlacc, eats him. That's it. That's all for Jabba. I mean, for Boba Fett. And people say that he's still alive and all that. And who knows? But that is kind of a silly way to go out. But I just learned from Boba is that I want to look that cool, but I don't want to live my life with greed and vengeance and end up dying such a silly death because of it. And I'm reading into that. I'm a pastor, I can do that. But I want to see things through a redemptive lens. I want to see things in my relationship with Jesus Christ. And so that's Boba Fett, and that's why I love him. He's awesome. But when I was a child, I had this 14-inch Boba Fett. I think they were trying to get boys to play with these alongside their sisters that were playing with Barbies. And I had this Boba Fett that had a jetpack that would shoot off. It had a string attached to it and like a grappling hook, and I could hook it onto things and then fly him across all of my other toys that were all out on the ground, and he was like the king of the skies. It was awesome. But I got rid of it. And I began to look online for another character like that, and I found one, and it was in the box and original, and it was $1,200, and I just can't afford it. If you want to send in a donation, and I'll get that to my collection, and it can make your day every week with these videos, that's awesome. But otherwise, I couldn't get it, so I let that kind of go, and I was in Target the other day, and I came across this. It is a Star Wars buildable character Lego set. And you guys know that I love Legos. We've got our Lego New York City set here that my wife has put together. We kind of get a piece every year for Christmas. Got this diner this year on the corner here. I digress, but we love Legos. I got some of my Lego stuff behind me over here. Love it. And so I saw this, $29.99, immediately jumped on that and got that. Probably a little bit more than I should have spent for it. Maybe could have gotten a little bit less online, I don't know. But it just hit that nostalgia button, and I was like, gotta have it, gotta have it. And so I purchased that, and I'll put these two down here and go ahead and grab Boba here. This is the dude. I love this guy. He just looks so cool. He's got like a dent on his helmet there, all the scars and scrapes and stuff. He's got his jetpack back here on the back, and you know, got his weapon here, which incidentally does shoot. I think I already shot one off. Let's see if I can take this extra here and stick it in here. Oh, look at that. And then bam. It's really cool. And so I would highly encourage you, if you're a Star Wars fan, to get one of these and put it together if you're a Legos fan as well. It's not difficult to put together. There are other characters. There's Darth, there's I saw Han Solo, I saw Captain Phasma. There's more online as well, but this guy really hit the button for me. It's not, like I said, not difficult to put together, and the one thing I loved about it in comparison to other Lego sets is it's just got some unique pieces to it. It's got some ball joints because these legs and arms and everything move. You know, I can position him just how I want to position him, and he will, if I can get him, he will sit there. Oh, I almost got him, but trust me, he does. I set him up the other day, just behind me here. But I love it. I love it. It's a little bit shorter than the one that I had when I was a kid. Its jetpack is the only thing I don't like about it. Is it shoots, but it doesn't really go anywhere. It's just kind of a dud there. But that's just the design of it there. But look, I get these because they look cool on my shelf. I used to play with them when I was a kid. Not so much anymore, but I just love having them around because they make me smile. And so what is it for you that kind of hits that nostalgia button for you? What's your favorite character in Star Wars? What's your favorite toy that you had when you were a kid? What is your favorite toy that you have now? Because look, I want to stay a kid inside always. I'm 45 years old now, and I love these toys just as much as I did when I was 8. And I think that's cool. It keeps me smiling. It keeps me going. And so I want to hear from you what it is that what you enjoy, what you love. So that is what I wanted to talk with you about today. We're going to be talking more about Star Wars in the future, and Disney, and maybe you and Boba a little bit. But just love this character. I love this Lego set. Yeah, and that's what we've got today. So again, thank you for all of you that have early subscribed to this channel. I love you guys. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button below, hit that notifications button, and get these weekly videos. They'll be coming out every Thursday or Friday, and just to kind of help our week be better on a positive note. And so make sure you do that. Make sure you like it. And like I said, comment so that we can keep this conversation going. All right? Well, this is Things I Love with me, Mark Eddington, and Boba Fett. Just a little bit about me to help you be more you. All right, here we go, Boba. Gonna fly over Toyland here.